Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. Honey, we got some tea we need to talk about. When I say um after what Cassie did to Diddy in the when she sued Diddy and he settled with her in less than 24 hours. When I say the floodgates have been opened, I told you guys, if you're listening to me, if you are subscribers, if you're not, please subscribe once again. I just thought I'd mention that. But anyway, child, like I said, the floodgates have been opened. If you guys been listening to me, um I hope that you will remember when I say that there is a changing of the guard when it comes to the music industry, and not only in the music industry, also there has been a changing of the guard for some times for some time now when it comes to the movie industry, right? Well, so now, honey, the Me Too movement, like I said, has gotten a breath of fresh air, and a He Too movement. I feel that it is getting ready to start. Like I said, because Cassie was not afraid or was tired of being afraid of Diddy, and she sued him for all the years. Of SA and abuse that happened to her, I'm sorry, under Diddy while she was with him, right? And so this guy on the screen is actor Christian Keys, right? Now you may remember Christian Keys from the Tyler Perry productions. He's been in Tyler Perry plays, as well as he's been in Tyler Perry movies, and he's also been in the Tyler Perry some Tyler Perry TV series, right? And he is actually the executive producer, but we'll get into that a little bit later, of one of the movies being produced in Tyler Perry's studios that is currently running on BET Plus, right? So Mr. Christian Keys came out with a very shocking Instagram video today, and he is accusing not one but two black billionaires of harassing him, sexually harassing him, right? He said Christian says that he has proof. He says for years that he has recorded some of these events, some of these harassment claims. He has recorded them on things such as pens, um, that record, as well as chains and some other devices. And he said he had to record with keychains and pens, that record, because a lot of the times these people will ask you to give up your phone. But he says that he has proof on top of proof on top of proof. He said that he has downloaded and PDF'd this proof and documented this proof many times, right? And so he says that he is ready to go to the police about this because he is tired of carrying this. He can't deal with it anymore. He doesn't have to deal with it anymore, you know. And also, he's made a lot of accusations. Now he did not name um the um the perpetrators in the video. He didn't say them by name. But we and a lot of people, a lot of the vlogs, as well as me, I'm suspecting that one of the people that he's talking about is allegedly Tyler Perry. And the second, I also think that it sounded like there was a second um perpetrator when it comes to him being, sexually harassed. And in my opinion, allegedly, that second perpetrator is Billionaire. I think his name is Robert Smith, but we'll get into that as well. But anyway, he did a hour-long Instagram live, um, this morning, or last night, depending on what time of day it is for you. And then I took the time to write out some of the quotes that he spoke about, some of the things that he spoke about. Um, on these pictures, because you guys know I don't do video, right? This is a podcast, so I don't roll video. I don't want to get deal with any copyrighted material, but I did take the time to write out some of the things that he's alleged on these photos, right? And so Keys stated that he started recording these harassment episodes in 2005 as a means of proof and protection. He also says that producers, and I'm saying producers, right? Allegedly, producers have asked him to go to their apartments to be alone. Keys is a heterosexual married man, right? And also one of the things Keys said that says he's been harassed for years, but he refused to for fame, right? He says that not he says that he's not into men, like I said earlier, says that is and this is some juicy tea right here. He says that he was once offered by a certain producer $100,000, 100K to take off his clothes. And Keys said that he said no. Like I said, he refused to sell his soul for fame, right? And he also says that the only beard in his bed is his. Okay, because like I told you guys, that Keys is a heterosexual man. He is married. This is his wife. Her name is Roman or Roman. They have been married for quite some time now. And he said, honey, the only beard in his bed is him, child. Okay, not Roman, him, because he is a heterosexual man and he will not sell his soul, right? For fame or fortune or anything else, right? So Keys also said that the reason why he was really holding back. He was shedding tears in his Instagram post and everything, right? And the only reason why he's not saying the person's name, well, it's a couple of reasons. One of the main reasons though, is that Keys said that he had to sign an NDA. Now he signed the NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, you know, but even if you signed a non-disclosure agreement, that agreement cannot stop you from talking or taking proof of sexual harassment to the authorities, because sexual harassment is a crime. Sexual harassment is actually a felony. And so although he signed the NDA, because guys, he's been talking to lawyers and everything, right? Although he signed an NDA, he's been talking to lawyers, and that does not preclude him from taking his proof to the authorities, right? Because a crime has been committed. Sexual harassment is a crime. He's also says in the video that like I said, he's actually been recording the proof since 2005, as a means of proof of protection. He also says the alleged perpetrators would ask you to hand over your phone, like I said earlier, to prevent recording. So he would use a pen recorder or a keychain recorder in order to document the harassment, right? He also said that he can press play. Now he's got proof, right? He says that he's got proof. He showed you the guys the one of the pens that he recorded with over the years. He says that he can press play, honey, on the recorder, and you will know who the person is immediately, right? That proposition him. You will recognize the voice immediately, child. Okay. He also states that the person that propositioned him said to him, "I won't touch you." When he offered him that 100K for him to take off his clothes, he said that quote, "I won't touch you. I just want to see you naked." Chad also offered him a job opportunity, and Key's answer once again was no. Right now, this is important about the job opportunity that was offered to him many years ago, because, like I said, um, he had worked for many years with Tyler Perry and in Tyler Perry Studios, Tyler Perry Plays, etc. Right, but there has been a a 8 to 10 year time span where he hasn't worked with Tyler Perry. He's worked on other projects. Now that is important, and I want to say that because between 2015 and now, he has started working with Tyler Perry on another project. But I think now people are alleging that Tyler Perry is coming on the set and still bullying, threatening, and harassing him, allegedly, right? And so my theory is, and in my opinion, this may be one of the reasons why he is now coming out with this. That coupled with the fact, like I said earlier, that Cassie Honey has opened the floodgates. People are tired of being bullied and harassed and intimidated by these moguls, by these music moguls, by these media moguls. They don't want to be in fear of their careers. They don't want to be blackballed just because they're saying no. Because, no means no. Whether it's a man or a woman, honey, no means no. And they don't want any opportunities taken away from them because, honey, they don't play in that ball field, right? And like I said, he's starred in more than one Tyler Perry productions. We all remember him from many movies, honey, and many plays from Tyler Perry, right? And so, he also says after he was offered that 100K and he turned it down in an effort to apologize to Key for what was said to him and for him being propositioned. The perpetrator bought him a car as a means of apologizing for asking Keys to take off his clothes. He says he has the proof of ownership um, from the car dealer. He says he has the proof of who paid for the car. He's got all of that type of documentation right there, right? And so he goes on to state that, he also says that, um, quote, now, this right here is kind of deep for me. And I was like, wow, it's no wonder he's had to deal with so many years of trauma. He says, one time he was at a party at the perpetrator's house. It was kind of like a rap party or something like that. And he had gotten, really intoxicated. He was on the Hennessy real heavy, right? And the perpetrator told him that it was okay, to go to one of his bedrooms, that it was safe, so that he could sleep off the liquor, right? Because he was really, really high. I'm assuming he couldn't drive or anything. He was so intoxicated, right? He said later on, now he went to the bedroom, he laid down trying to sleep it off. He says next thing you know, later on, the perpetrator tried to climb in the bed with him, right? And he said he was frantic, like, he pushing him out of the bed and all this and all that. And then he got up and he said, after he got up and he was at the door ready to leave, the perpetrator starts apologizing, right? And he offers him, the perpetrator offered Keys his hands to shake. And while he was offering Keys his hands to shake, as means of an apology, he tried to grab his penis, right? And so he said that he was just, like pretty much going off, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you acting like this? And then he left. Now, he also stated when he was telling this part of the story that he has been mad at himself for years and years and years because he did not punch him out, honey. That's how upset he was, right? And so, child, we got to, you can only guess who the perpetrator is, right? And so, I don't want to go to that one yet. Let's go right here. Okay, like I said, Keys said that Cassie Ventura was, speaking out against Diddy, motivated him to speak out. And he also says that the perpetrator is a black billionaire producer, right? He also stated that at one point there was one incident where says that a female actress once approached him and grabbed his penis, stating that, quote, "Oh, I see you got girth." I'm like, what? Oh my God. He said he also said that if he would have done that to a woman, he would have been in jail and he would have been fired immediately. And he's absolutely right about that. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, she grabbed him, just like unprovoked grabbed him, like he a piece of meat or something, right? Says it, and then he's also said he is tired because he's been carrying this with him for over a decade, and he's tired of carrying this, and it's time for him to speak out. And also, like I said, when he was you know talking on the Instagram video, he was visibly upset. Tears was coming out of his eyes. It was a lot going on. It was everything he could do. He said it was everything he could do not to spill the beans, drop all the proof online, just let the whole thing out, right? But he's trying to maintain his cool because he is ready to speak out now, but he wants to do it right. But he's so frustrated, he's tired of currying it to the point to where he just want to spill all the beans, right? And he also said in the video that says that the perpetrator told him that he has. Now listen to this, child. Listen to this. At one point in time, he said he told Keys that he has multiple actors on a payroll making six figures a year. That pretty much bent over for him and touched their ankles, right? They fly in, they touch the ankles, honey, and then they fly back out. Keys also Keys also allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, right? Because I ain't saying no names, I'm saying allegedly, right? So Keys also says that he feels bad for the men that said yes to the perpetrator's demands. He's also glad that he didn't sell his soul or his arse. Okay, he said he is glad, he feels bad for the men that did it, but he glad he didn't sell his soul or his arse, honey, because he wasn't going, because he is a heterosexual man. He has too much integrity for that. He doesn't want to sell out, but it's been weighing on him, right? And so, okay, now at the top of the video, we talked about um, that the fact that he worked for Tyler Perry for years and years and years, and that allegedly, in my opinion, right, and not only my opinion, the blogs as well, because he has an extensive resume with working with Tyler Perry even to this day, right? But there was a time lapse, right? But he says that he was also harassed by another black billionaire. And he says that this black billionaire pays for HBA student loans, right? I'm like, wait, what? I immediately knew who he was talking about. Okay. And some other people did too. Okay. Now, also before we get to who that black billionaire is, some of you guys might know already. I think I said it earlier, allegedly, but that's who I'm thinking it is. I'm like, wait, what? So anyway, also on this Instagram live when he began, at the beginning of the live on the middle part, he says at one point in time, quote, there's a trauma there's a trauma that comes, I'm sorry, with being bullied and sexually harassed, you know what I mean? Like that. There's a trauma that comes with that. It's got to be like super heavy to carry something like that if you're a heterosexual male. You look up to these persons. He even mentioned that when you find out who this person or persons is, like your feelings are going to be hurt. He says that he knows that he's immediately going to be, labeled as the bad guy. That's why he doesn't matter. That's why he said he is willing to take polygraph tests live on TV in order to prove he's telling the truth. That couples with the fact that he's got audio. Do you see what I'm saying? Of some of these incidents occurring, right? Now, people have, he has told this to people over the years. He has talked about it with some actresses and other actresses, as well as family members, and he is about done carrying this. Like, he is really done. It's weighed on him forever. He wants to speak up. He says that he is tired of actors, male and female, being treated like this, their careers being threatened, and all sorts of things, going on with them in order for them just to act in this or sing in this industry. And he's not the only one that's tired of this, but he is, speaking up because he is tired of it. And he also doesn't want, like he's an executive producer, right? On the show All the Queen's Men, right? And he doesn't, well, he says he treats his people with the utmost of respect, right? He says that he goes out of his way to treat everybody working under him on the All the Queens Men show with the utmost respect, because he knows how it feel, um you know uh, to be propositioned, inappropriately propositioned, harassed, bullied, threatened, and all of the above. He knows how that feels because it's happened to him, so he makes sure that doesn't happen on his production. And he's got more than one production. He's also a writer, a writer, actor, executive producer now, right? So Keys actually wrote the book. It was a book. Well, it's supposed to be a screenplay first, from what I understand. And he talked to somebody years ago about it, and they told him to keep working on it, right? So he kept working on it and kept working on it. And in 2015, he took it to his, what do you call it? He took it to his people and asked them to shop it around. And BET turned it down at first, but now, of course, we know that it's a series, right? So Keys actually created this series. It started out as a book. He wrote a book. There is a book. I forget the name of the book, but anyway, it's not a Tyler Perry production. It's only filmed in Tyler Perry Studios, right? And Keys is the executive producer. Means he's the creator of All the King's Men, right? Now, I told y'all about what allegedly was going on at the studio when Tyler Perry comes to holler at the folks, right? Allegedly, when he comes to the studio, and how he allegedly treat Keys. Keys is those are just one of the many things that Keys is tired of dealing with, right? And so now there's something else that I want to mention to you guys. Hold on. We're going to talk about who the second perpetrator is. Did I get that slide? Give me a minute. Did I skip over it? Is this the one right here? Nope, that's not it. Oh man, don't tell me I didn't download it. Um, but anyway, there is a man by the name of Robert Smith. Some of you guys may have heard of him. I don't know if you have or not, but Robert Smith, some years ago, and currently, he gave away over $50 million, to HBCUs, and he also to pay off student loans, and he also gives out yearly scholarships to the kids that want to attend these HBCUs, right? And so, but his name is Robert Smith. And when he mentioned that in his video, that the guy that was paying off student loans and all of this and all that, accosted him as well. I was like, hold up, is he talking about Robert Smith? I don't think I got this down here. So anyway, that's who Robert Smith is, right? He is the guy, like you may have heard of him in the news. He's a black billionaire, and he paid $50+ million to pay off student loans of a certain HBCU, or at that time, I think it was Morehouse, right? But since then, he's gone on to he's got a scholarship fund, and he also continuously to this day pays off student debt of students at certain HBCUs, right? He does it. So when he said that, I'm thinking, is he allegedly talking about Robert Smith? So that's the reason why I mentioned Robert Smith's name, y'all, right? So while he's doing this video, uh some of the female actresses was on the Instagram. They dropped down as a means of support, you know what I mean? And so y'all can see who this is, you know what I mean? She says she's been around him, several times, and you are such a light, who walks with integrity, and it appears that he does walk integrity, because he will not sell his soul. Walks with integrity, um and peace. She said, I'm sorry you've experienced this, but I commend your bravery. I commend his bravery too, y'all, because do y'all know how hard it is for a man to come out and say that he has been sexually harassed and traumatized for years and bullied and in fear of losing his career, all because he doesn't want to lay down on the casting couch? Okay. Sure, I can't imagine. And so, like I said, these are just, some of the women that came out in support of him. Now, Claudia Jordan, what she had to say was very interesting, right? Because evident, like I said, we know he's been dealing with this for a while, per the conversation that he had on Instagram. But Claudia Jordan says, "You shared a piece of this with me, um, when we when we first met, um maybe 15 years ago, and said one day you would come forward." So he's been talking about this for 15 plus years, guys, which also is the time frame when he started working with Tyler Perry, allegedly, right? You come forward. She said, and you did, and at Christian Keys, and you did. She said, and you did come forward, and you did, meaning that he's finally come forward. He's been talking about coming forward for 15 years, and he finally came forward, right? She said, I am so proud of you. She said, do not beat yourself up for waiting, right? Because, like I said, it's hard. And Claudia goes on to say that it's hard, especially as a man. She said, I know it's scary and embarrassing, and it's uncharted territory. She said, but you did it. And it is kind of like uncharted territory. Now we know about the Me Too movement. We know about all of the actresses, black and white, that came out and spoke about, what they had to deal with, on these casting couches. And we know that Weinstein, which was one of the top Hollywood producers, owned a production company. He is in prison for many years right now for the things that he did to women, right? And she said that I will stand with you on this as your friend, because I know, she said, I know it's true, because it's the same vibe and tone and story you shared from 2008, y'all. She said, I believe, congratulations to you. I guess, it cut off at the bottom. I couldn't get the whole thing in there, right? But anyway, those are the salutations that she gave to him. She was praising him for finally coming out. And so the last little bit of, conversation that I have is that he did an interview a couple of months ago in the Atlanta Black Star, where he was saying, they were asking him about all the Queens, men, the show. And that's a show, if you guys haven't seen All the Queens Men on BET Plus, it's kind of like a escort. It's the story of a madam, and she has a strip club, and she does escort. The thing is deep. It's real good. Y'all got to check it out. It's called All the Queens. But anyway, um, so he's talking about that, right? How it went from the book to being on screen, right? And so he says, Keys said that Keys had the idea for a movie called Black Magic Ladies Night, right? Which eventually ended up as a book and a TV series. The TV series is Out of the Queen's Men now, right? She said he wrote it in 2010 and began shopping the show a year later at networks such as BET, which initially turned it down. He says, quote, um people weren't getting it. He says he got a lot of no's, and he admitted that. He said he rewrote it, tweaked it a little bit, and in 2012 and 2013, I was co-producing a show called The Man in 3B, and Tree Desmond Studios and Carl Weber. Those are the person that is where he was working in 2012, 2013. But anyway, fast forward to now, he is executive producer on All the King's Men, right? And also, he says that in 2015, Keys released his book, Ladies Night, A Carl Weber Presents. He says years later, he called up his former employer to see, meaning Tyler Perry, right? Employer, to see if he could get another chance at working with him. 2019 came around, and I knew Tyler had just done the deal with BET Plus, and I'm like, he's gonna need some shows, Key said. So he pitched the show that he's had his people pitch the show to Tyler Perry, the book and the series, because he had worked on it for years. And we know Tyler Perry, agreed he took his, he agreed to, film his show. And so fast forward to now, that it is actually a show called All the King's Men, All the Queen's Men. I'm sorry, on BET, and good for him, right? And so I still think that he is afraid that he still will somehow be blackballed, in this industry, because he's going to speak up, y'all, right? I mean, y'all should have heard him on that video. Now, some people might be saying that, um, oh, and also he said that he waited till the time limit. Now, he said that Cassie inspired him to come out, right? He said he waited till the time limit had expired because this is not about money. And what Keys was talking about when he said that was when the time ran out on the Adult Survivors Act in New York. He waited till that expired because he didn't want people to thinking that it was, about money or anything other than him, gaining some justice via what had happened to him, what had been happening to him, and what is currently happening to him all these years. And guys, I really think in closing that the man is just flat out tired of it, right? So like I said, allegedly people are thinking that it was he's talking about Tyler Perry, and allegedly they think he's talking about Robert Smith as the second billionaire. So we're going to have to wait and see. He said that he is going to turn this evidence over to police, and he is going to be speaking more about this, but we're going to have to wait and see, y'all, what happens. I hope that he is not blackballed because of this. I hope that he is allowed to continue thriving in his career. He has a right to maneuver in the the film industry as well as music industry, because he actually just released a album, right? He's also a singer, right? I hope that he is able to continue in this industry, because we know that Tyler Perry is a juggernaut. You know what I mean? One of his best friends is Oprah Winfrey. And don't y'all find it funny that every time something like this comes out, like Weinstein, Oprah was one of Weinstein's allegedly one of she's been filmed many taking many photos with Weinstein, and now he's in jail. And now allegedly her boy Tyler Perry is getting ready to be exposed. You know what I mean? I heard yesterday that she stopped Whoopi Goldberg from participating in the reproduction of The Color Purple, the musical, right? And we know that years ago Monique and Tyler Perry. I mean, Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry blackballed Monique, honey, really for nothing. After the movie Precious, because Monique had to get home to her babies at the time, and she did not have the money or the wherewithal to promote the movie Precious, even though she had won an Oscar. I mean, if that's not enough promotion, I don't know. And then Monique said, she interviewed her family, without even asking her first. And a lot of Monique's traumatizing past came out as a result of that interview. Oprah is something else, ain't she? Every time something, a lot of the times, girl, Oprah, honey, you doing a lot allegedly, child. But anyway, y'all, this video has these are my opinions and my opinions alone. Some of the bloggers, a lot of the bloggers, have a lot of the same opinions, right? These are just my theories. All of this whole video was alleged. I just want to put that out there. But child, this story is going to snowball, and we are going to keep a close eye on it. I am anyway. Anyway, I gotta go. Y'all please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you decide to subscribe, thank you very much. Please hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when I drop another video. And as always, thank you guys. Love you guys. Bye bye. Peace.